Hey guys, it's your girl KZ Rock. Happy Wednesday to you all. So guys, I have a new message for you today. If you're new to my channel, I hope you will consider subscribing, tapping that little notification bell so you can be sure to get all upcoming videos that I post. If you're not following me on Instagram, please be sure to do so. Real Talk with KZ Rock. I will be sure to follow you back. So guys, I have a new message for you today on basically when God has told you to take your hands up off of something, and it's because he's working on it. He's opening the doors, right? He hasn't told you to take your hand off of it because it doesn't belong to you. No, he's telling you to take your hands up off of it because now you've done everything that he required you to do. So now let him do what he does. All right. So guys, if I'm honest with you, this is very, very difficult for me. Because again, I am someone who struggles with patience. I'm getting better every day because I'm tested every day. But this is difficult for me. Here's why. Because one thing that I constantly stress, and I still stand true to this, is faith without works is dead. Meaning there are so many people in this world, many that I know personally, who pray and ask God for things, but refuse to lift a finger, right? They just pray and just think it's going to magically drop out of the sky without doing anything in the physical realm, right? As God works in the spiritual realm. There's things that you yourself need to be doing in the physical realm and sometimes even the spiritual realm, right? Let's say, for an example, when God revealed to you a blessing that he had for you, right? But he also revealed to you that in order for this particular blessing to manifest and be released, he needs you to go and take a certain course. He needs you to go and work on your finances. He needs you to go work on your credit. He needs you to go to therapy for childhood trauma, whatever it may be. But he revealed to you like, hey, I have this blessing for you. However, I need you to do some things while I work on the blessing. Now, he don't have to create the blessing, it's there, but sometimes he have to work on the other person or the other thing to start moving and shifting the other person, move people out of the way, all that stuff takes time. And I had to learn that. It was a valuable lesson to me that just because he's shown it to me and just because I'm ready, it doesn't mean that the other thing is ready. It doesn't mean that the other person is ready. So he, that's why sometimes blessings does take long. But I believe I had a revelation a couple of days ago that another reason why blessings can take long is because we have our hand too much in it, right? And I'm guilty of that. Lord knows I'm guilty as charged because it's such a fine line. Okay. So I feel like, all right, faith without works is dead. So whatever it is that God has told me I need to do to prepare, I'm on it. It's done. Well, once I have checked off that last thing, right? And now I'm like, okay, I'm done, God. What's next? And many times, what's next is just for you to sit idle. And don't get confused with just sitting idle and doing nothing at all as he prepared the blessing. Again, the idol will come after you've done everything that he has required you to do when he initially showed you the blessing. When he initially showed you the vision, when he initially gave you the revelation and he told you the things that you needed to prepare to do. Once you've checked all those things off and you feel to the best of your ability that you have done everything that God has required you to do, well, they may become a time where you do have to sit idle. And that's where I am right now. And it is so difficult. Now, many people will not have an issue with this. Again, like I said, we all have our different vices. One of mine is patience. I want it now. I see it. Give it to me now. I'm a visionary. You've shown it to me 5 years ago. So it's supposed to have been here 5 years ago. Well, oh God. So I had a revelation the other day, and I'm just hoping that this can help someone, right? So I have in my own mind, and I believe so, I have completed everything that God had required me to do. where now I have entered that season of sitting still as he work on whatever it is that he's doing, right? But little old me, who have to always be doing something, who have to always be going, busy, creating. I can't sit still. As busy as my career is, as busy as my ministry is, if I have one extra minute of the day, I want to be trying to do what God is doing. I want to tell God, I want to help God. I want to give him suggestions like, okay, God, maybe you should do this. So a couple of days ago when I was doing my morning walk and meditation, I remember I became a little frustrated and I was like, God, I'm just clueless. Like, I've done everything you've asked me to do. This has been going on long enough. What is going on? What else do you need from me? And he said to me through the Holy Spirit, clear as day, your blessing could have been released to you long time ago, but you won't keep your hand off of it. So because you won't keep your hands off of it, I decided to back up. So you yourself have pushed your blessings back. Yes, the blessing is still yours, but you've pushed it back. And I'm like, but how? How, God? What did I do? Like, I did everything you told me to do. Ding, 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 ding. You've done everything I told you to do. So why are you now trying to open doors yourself? Why are you now trying to do my job? I asked you to prepare. I don't need you to do my job. You can't open doors if I gave you the key, you couldn't open the door on your own. So I needed you to prepare. You've prepared. You've done your part. I'm proud of you for doing your part. But you're not the only person or the only thing in this equation. I have to work on other people. I have to build other things. I have to remove other people out of the way. You are not the girl. You ain't that cute. You ain't the only one. You ain't that special. You're not the only one that I have to work on. But I recognize and I appreciate that you did your part. But when I tell you to sit still, you sit still. You don't try to make things happen on your own. Once you've prepared, you sit still and wait on me to open the door. Because once I open the door, it will be immediate. So the purpose of the preparing is when the door opens, it's going to be so immediate that you won't have time to prepare. So, especially to any of you who may be a procrastinator, this is especially true for you. If you are a person who procrastinates, if you hear or have heard God tell you that he needs you to be working on something, I'm telling you, you're going to have to do everything in your power to root out that spirit of procrastination. And I'm not judging you because I used to be until I realized how it was slowing up and blocking my blessings and sometimes causing me to miss blessings, if I'm honest. So I really, really got serious about that. And that just, for me, it just meant that even when I didn't feel like doing it, I made myself do it. And what happens is before you know it, if you keep pushing yourself to do it and pushing yourself to do it and it becomes the norm for you. And then it'll get so great that once you get to a point where you don't feel like doing something, and if you don't do it, it's going to disturb your spirit. You're going to feel out of order. So that's how I cured my spirit, my spirit of procrastination. I thank God for that. Now I'm just working on the spirits of patience, honey. I'm getting better every day, but honey, this thing is kicking my butt. Oh God, patience is the most difficult thing for me. I promise you guys, I promise you. But it's okay. I'm getting better, and most importantly is keeping me bind with God and with the Holy Spirit. Because I have no other option. So I think God has a way of using certain vices to keep us needing him, because if we don't need God, we think we can do it all on our own. Now, honey, that's the biggest mistake we can ever make. But So I gotta go, guys. My client is pulling up. I'm sorry, I had a brain fart. But I want to encourage you guys that if you feel like a blessing is taking too long, there's a couple of things. Either you are not finished preparing what it is that God has asked you to prepare. And if you're not sure what that thing is, or those things, plural, is, I encourage you to get into prayer, meditation, even fasting, and asking God what it is that He needs you to be working on, right? Because some things are not, it should be common sense, but sometimes common sense is not so common. So we may need a little help. So ask Him what you should be working on. Next, if you have completed that thing, those things, right? If you have checked off your checklist, and you should not be checking off a checklist of things that God has given you to do in a short period of time. Like, it depends on the magnitude of blessings you're asking for. If you're asking big, God is He's gonna have you working on some big issues. So you shouldn't be finished that in a day or a week or a month. Like, this is an investment. You are like, God is investing in you. So you got to really, really work on a lot of areas. Only you know what those areas are. We all have our different things. But if you have checked off your checklist and you feel like there's nothing else you can do, please don't do what I do and keep putting your hands in it, trying to make the door open on your own. That's not our job. Our job is to be prepared, so when God opens the door, the shift will be swiftly. Because if you're not prepared, when God opens that door and you have 1,000 things that you have not done or worked on, that door's going to close on you. And guess what? There's a possibility that someone else who has prepared themselves will get that blessing. So prepare yourselves, wait patiently, and just find something to do, especially now, because a lot of people aren't working. Thank God I am one of the ones who are still working, but many people aren't working, so you're probably bored out your mind and you just want to do what God needs to do. Let me tell you the best thing you can do, and it always works for me. I naturally help everybody. It's what I do. It fulfills me. I don't care who it is, the homeless man on the corner, the crackhead. I don't care what it is, honey. I love helping people. But if you're not someone where you are constantly helping others, I encourage you to do so carefully, of course. But that will help pass the time, and most importantly, it should give you a feeling of fullness. It helps fulfill your soul and just make you feel so warm and bubbly inside. It does me. I don't know about you. And while you're out here helping someone else, and even if you're not someone like me, like I said, listen, you can find me on the corner talking to the crackhead. I might even give him a few dollars, but trust me, honey, I'm letting him know that them demons is winning, and the only way he can conquer these demons is through God. I'm transparent like that, but everybody's not. So if you're not comfortable with talking to the crackhead on the corner, or then go in. Ask your best friend who might have 13 children, can you take the kids for a day because she's losing her mind? Go and help the women's shelter. Go feed the homeless down someplace where it's more safe. Like, there are so many things that you can be doing to help others. And while you are helping others, it's passing the time. And guess what? When God opens that door, it's going to catch you by surprise. Because as long as you're just sitting idle, it's going to be like, okay, this door is never going to open. But it's going to come at a time when you least expect it. And hopefully it will be during a time that you're helping someone else. You guys have a great evening. Great afternoon, I'm sorry. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.